Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Royal Scales and today I'm so excited because I've been working so hard for months while also trying to work at my actual job, and yeah, I finally finished the cosplay I've been working on, which, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, it is Bowsette because I'm basic. So I thought I would just give you a quick rundown on how I made this costume. I did make almost everything. So how this setup is going to work is I'm going to basically give you a rundown of the simple explanation, quote unquote, and then I'm going to have links in the description that will kind of go more into depth of how I did the certain pieces. So I will link those below and they'll all be separated. So yeah, if you would like to get a little bit more in-depth description of how I did all these pieces, that is in the description below. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. So like I said, I did make almost everything. There was a couple pieces that I did not make in the image, which is here or here somewhere. Maybe. I did not have on nails. So I basically just have these nails that I got from Walmart. They're just regular old black nails, black press-on nails. I didn't put them on when I put on the full costume because they are press-ons, so I don't want to, you know, put them on and waste them just to take pictures with. The other thing I did not make, I'm sure I could figure out a way to make it potentially, but the other thing I did not make is the fishnets, which for those I used a full fishnet bodysuit. I'm pretty sure I got this off of Wish, and I did not put the straps on. I just pulled it up most of the way and just kind of tucked it, you know, let it stick, whatever. I originally was using a different pair of fishnets, but I like the fact that these have a little bit wider of netting as opposed to the ones that were tighter knit, I guess is the word. Some other pieces I did not make were my fangs that I just got off of Amazon. I think these were like maybe $7, $7 or $8 with shipping. And you get 3 different sizes in it, so they're great for whatever is comfortable with your mouth or whatever is more accurate to your costume or what you're going for or whatever. And then my little elf ears also from Amazon. Wish? Yes, these are from Wish. I have a video on these. If you saw that video, then they have been cleaned. They are no longer pink. I think I used a lot of pinks and reds to colorize my ears to match my natural human ears, but yeah, they got washed, so they're no longer those colors. But yeah, these were just off of Wish. They're actually really good quality. I buy a lot of stuff from Wish. I should do a video of all the things that I bought from Wish because I've got a lot of stuff from there. That's everything I didn't make was just those. Oh, and the shoes. I didn't make the shoes, but those you can just get whatever black heels. I just used some that I already had that I don't really wear. I don't know why I bought them actually. Starting with the simple stuff first, I have my earrings that I made, and these are just ping pong balls that I painted blue and then sealed with Mod Podge and put a little piece of wire. I don't know how well you can see that. My camera is being dumb and not focusing. But I just put a little piece of wire and looped it around and then put the little fish hooks on them, and they just kind of dangle real nicely. I thought they were a really good size, and obviously ping pong balls are already spherical, so I did not have to shape anything. I just sealed them, painted them, not in that order. Stop it! That is not your tail to play with. So the next thing, I just grabbed one of each size here, but it's the spike bands is what I have. And the way I did this was I just took HD foam and measured out just right above my knee for the legs, and then just my bicep and my wrist for the other two. And I basically just cut it out. It was already black, but I wanted it to be a darker black. So I painted it black, hot glued it together, and then made the spikes out of what is it called? Foam clay, that's what it is. I made the spikes out of foam clay, just kind of hot glued them on, painted them white, also not in that order. And then for the neck piece, obviously you can't slip it over your head, so I just took some Velcro and put it on. I gotta sneeze, it's fine. Anyway, so I took some Velcro and I put it on the underside of the neck band. There you can kind of see the original color of the foam. It was a little bit more gray as opposed to black, so there's that. And then just did the same thing with the spikes and hot glued them on, and then have this little piece of Velcro that is glued on and hanging off a little bit so that when you go to put it on, it just attaches very nicely like that. And then when you have it on, obviously this is going to be the back, so the ponytail is going to cover, so you can't really see where it attaches, but even so, obviously you didn't slip the dang thing over your head, so there's that. Next I have the shell, and there's a couple different ways that I saw to make these. For mine, I just purchased a styrofoam half sphere, a styrofoam half sphere. So I just got the sphere and carved it with a utility knife. Wow, words are really hard today. I carved it with a utility knife and then also took styrofoam for the border and covered it with white fabric, which is why you can see the little folds and everything. And I was gonna smooth that out, but I kind of like how it's got the texture to it. And then I just took foam clay and made the spikes and the little rings, and I hot glued them on and painted everything. I still have spider webs. And then I hot glued on the clear straps. These are just clear bra straps that I got from Walmart.
Coronavirus!
Next we have the headpiece, which is the crown and horns. So what I did was I just sculpted the horns. I don't know which way to tilt that. Sculpted the horns with foam clay. If you can't tell, I prefer sculpting with clay over anything else. It is one of my favorite mediums, so that's the bulk of what I used for this costume, besides obviously fabric. I also have a video recorded of experimenting with different mediums. Why am I so close to the camera? I like it better back here. Wow. I do have a video of experimenting with different mediums, trying to decide what I wanted to use, because I originally thought I was going to use HD foam or EVA foam, and that definitely did not happen. So if you want to see that, let me know, because it is a bunch of fails. But in those fails, I did realize some other things that I can kind of advise on, I guess. Anyway, for the crown, I just used Worbla and cut 4 little triangular, squared, awkward shapes. And then obviously Worbla sticks to itself when you heat it, so that's basically what was used. I am using Worbla for the first time, which is why you see these horrendous seams. Then with the little dot things, I just used foam clay, rolled them into a ball, stuck them on to get the slit shape, and then hot glued them on once they were dry. Painted it all gold. The eyes are also just like wadded up Worbla. So to attach the horns, I use contact cement. Fun fact, contact cement will eat through styrofoam, so I was trying to use it for pretty much everything on this costume, and don't do that because it won't stick. Oops. However, you can use said contact cement on foam clay and Worbla. So that's what I did. I used contact cement to attach the horns to a headband that I painted yellow. You can probably find a plastic yellow headband, but it was like $1 for 2 or 3 headbands, so I just paid $1 for them and painted it yellow. And then I took little scraps of Worbla and just kind of cut them to size on the back and used contact cement to attach those as well. And then for the crown, I just, pieces of Worbla right here and here that I just kind of wadded up and created little snakes out of, and then pressed them flat as little hooks onto the crown and the headband, and then hot glued it just to be absolutely sure that it was not going to go anywhere. The thing about this headpiece is that it is kind of heavy, so that's why you see these bobby pins, is that if I put it on and look down at all, it falls. So I use these bobby pins and just kind of pin it in the front. Ow. And voila, it creates a barrier so that it will no longer fall. Like freaking magic. So the next thing is twisted. That's what it is. What in the hell is going on here? Oh, I buckled it inside out. Good job, genius. So the next thing I have is my little tutu. I was going to do a full tutu with this, but then decided I liked the edgier kind of see-through with the fact that I am wearing a leather bodysuit and the tail. I just kind of like the look of it being a lot more transparent as opposed to see-through. As opposed to being a full tutu, I wanted it to be a little bit more transparent to give it a little bit more of an edgier look. It is just kind of like uneven dreams is not the word. Pieces. I can't English today. I'm sorry. Y'all, I got coronavirus. Listen, my brain is not working. So these uneven little strips of tulle to make it a little bit more edgy, and I just wrapped those around a nylon strap and added these little buckles to it with this little guy. I'm obsessed with how it turned out. This is just a disc of Warbler with HD foam that I freehanded the Bowser logo and cut with a utility knife. There was probably an easier way of doing it to get it a little bit more even, but I did not do that. So again, oops. So this is what I came up with, and it is the Bowser logo again that I just painted the same shade of blue as the earrings just to kind of tie all the colors together, and then I painted the HD foam black and hot glued it to the buckle so that whenever I go to put it on, it just looks like a little belt buckle logo kind of thing. But I really like how this turned out, especially. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the costume besides the actual bodysuit. The next thing, god dang it. The next thing is the main event, the bodysuit. I am obsessed with how this came out. I do still need to make mild alterations. For some reason, whenever I try to take in the sides, I just fail miserably. To make this, I found some fake leather at Walmart. I think it was like $20 for 18 square feet of leathers, and I was not going to find it anywhere else because I was originally just going to use a bodysuit that I already had and just alter that, but I really wanted to use leather. So since I found it at Walmart and I liked the quality of it and everything, I just broke down and bought it, and now I have like 3 other things that I'm planning to use that leather for. There's a string hanging. So what I did is I just used my little duct tape pattern, wrapped myself in duct tape. Keywords here. Please get help. If you're going to do this, you do have to cut yourself out of the duct tape. So I highly recommend you get somebody to help, because I ended up with a little small cut across my stomach because I'm an idiot. But I just used that as a pattern, and then I had an old bra that was very worn out that I covered the pads in leather and sewed them to the bodysuit, and then I took gold bias tape and went around the edges of the top and the legs. Then for the titty crystal, as I like to call it, I just used resin, and I tried to dye it blue, but the one that I got did not dry clear like it said it was supposed to. It dried a little bit more gold, so it ended up being green instead of blue. So I just used that same crystal and painted it the same blue as the buckle and the earrings, and then used foam clay to create the little border thing. And then I used pin bags. Let me grab one of those actually. So I used these little pin backs to attach the titty crystal Basically what they are is you take this little white piece off and it's adhesive and it just sticks. So it's self-adhesive, but my crystal was too heavy to adhere, so it kept falling off. So I ended up trying to use contact cement and it just, for some reason, was not working out for me. So I ended up just hot gluing it because I got frustrated and tired of it. So I just hot glued it and that's held up really well. And then if we travel to the back here, I have this zipper that I got from Walmart as well. Listen, when I was buying stuff, the craft stores were still closed. So most of this stuff can be found at Walmart, including little packs of 1 to 2 yards of pre-cut fabric, which is what the tail is made out of. It is just yellow pre-cut fabric. Ignore my floppy tip. I couldn't get the stuffing all the way into the tip, so it's a floppy tip. And then for the cones, I again use cones, they're spikes, but whatever. I just use foam clay to make little cone shapes and then hot glued them on to the tail and then sewed the tail on. You can probably see my gold threads. I need to go on and probably end up gluing it because as it hangs, it does kind of pull on the threads a little bit. So I'm afraid that it's gonna pop some threads and fall off. So I'll probably end up going back and gluing that back on with contact cement. The straps, again, are just clear bra straps. I just added strips of black to the insides of the bodysuit and attached the clear bra straps. And yeah, there was no hope of this staying up around the boobs without some straps. You can hear me because my microphone is not down. But anyway, I did accidentally delete some footage. Again, if there's a specific piece that you're looking for, I will try my best to see if I can find the footage at this very moment. However, it is gonzo. So, again, I will try to explain and recap and potentially even recreate certain pieces for the sake of footage if you would like for me to. So just let me know again in the comments if there's something that you were looking for specifically or anything, and I will do my best. I am so sorry, I'm so upset, but I'll fix it as best I can. I don't know why I decided to get a vanilla latte from Starbucks because I can't taste anything anyway, so that was dumb. And now for the bane of my existence and this entire costume, I call her Pixie. I handmade this wig, and I will never hand make a wig again. So basically it needs to be styled desperately, but I pretty much went to a beauty store and grabbed some cheap blonde extensions and hair wefts and everything and attached them to, I need a dang fabric attached to it. I sewed them on and I wanted to dye for 90% of the production of this wig because I originally was going to use blonde hair wefts for the entire thing. However, for some reason the longer wefts were not holding the dye as well, and I did dye them originally and maybe didn't saturate them enough, and then so when I went back and rinsed them out and blow dried them and everything, they just were not holding. So I probably screwed something up the first time trying to dye them because I did let them air dry and then took a hairdryer to them and then hit it with even more dye. I had to go back to the beauty store like 3 or 4 times. They were probably very curious as to what I was doing, probably a little concerned. And after all was said and done, it just was not working for me. So instead, our good friends at Epic Cosplay Wigs saved my butt because they have this little guy that's beautiful. I can't remember the exact name of it, but I will link this in the description of one or both of these videos because I do need to do some color correcting because obviously those are 2 different shades of yellow. But the good thing about this is that it will clip on and it makes the full wig. However, if I want to use this wig for a different costume, I can just take this off and I have Pixie by herself. So that's the rundown of how I created my Bowsette costume. Again, I will have more detailed videos of how I made all these pieces in the description below, so be sure to check those out. Also, while you're at it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you want to share this video, feel free to. I'm not opposed. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.